You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready?
It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And this is episode 156. It's lit. Yay.
We are here.
We are here, Hav. We've made it yet again to another episode.
Uh-oh.
Cannot forget that I am joined. Do I do? Oh, so we living it up.
Come on.
Shout out to Hav for always being my co-host, my audio visual, the man behind the camera. I swear one day, guys, you will see his face.
Hey, if the budget ever get up there, okay.
I also want you guys to make sure that you guys go check out Hav's project that is out.
That's right, on Spotify and Apple Music right now, and check it out on a couple of those playlists that is just on. And we just been doing really good numbers. We was just talking about marketing, and that's all we on this year.
Yes. So make sure you guys go check out what else is new and everything else that we have on WTW Radio. Don't forget to subscribe, like, tell a friend. Also subscribe on YouTube. If you are watching us, thank you so much. You could have been watching anything else, but you're rocking it with us. So thank you. Happy Saturday. Happy WTW Saturday. We've made it yet again to another cool Saturday.
Facts.
If you are listening to us, then you do not know that I am not alone today. So I'm letting you know that I'm not alone. I am joined by Jax.
What's good? Thanks for having me.
He is here in studio.
So I just had to say Jax because you're already known on the Ambition Hour podcast as the man behind the Messengers brand.
Finally a face behind
the face behind the legend,
Facts.
the myth,
That's
the
me.
man, Jax.
That's me. You got me.
So I'm super excited to have you here. We're
Thank you.
so honored. And we're so excited to talk a little bit with you and pick your brain a little bit. But we're going to start the episode like how we always start it. And Jack, since you are our special guest today, I want to ask you first, what are you grateful for this week?
I'm grateful for life. Just life. Just life. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. Life.
That's where you're at with
about
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Life is beautiful. Life is good too.
It's great.
Life is great.
Hav, what are you grateful for?
Man, I'm grateful for freedom because just thinking about it, we also have the freedom to not only do what we want to do, be who we want to be, do the things that we want to do. It's on you.
Facts.
If you want to be whoever you want to be, it's on you. You don't gotta, if you want to be like, so you don't have to imitate anybody. Just be fucking you, and you could do it. You could be that rock star, that author, that poet, that comedian, that anything. It's all on you.
Facts. That's a word.
And that's why you
Yes.
got that freedom. And that's why I'm appreciative of that freedom. Because
That's
if
a word.
not,
He always expects me to go after him after that.
yo, they was talking about kids. They was talking about kids being locked up, kids being held captive and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Or even losing their lives.
hearing all that crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Like, come on, man. There's no amendment for that. Wrong is wrong, bro. You can't lock. Anyways, keep on going. it's the motherfucking ambition.
Yes, sir. This week I am grateful for, I want to say, stillness. I feel like the beginning of the year, it just like started. I felt like 2021 came in like Keisha Cole did in the verses.
Oh my god.
She was ready to go. She showed up ready to go.
She showed, and 2021 did the same thing.
Y'all ain't never met a Bay Area girl. That's how the
what
Bay
it
Area
is.
girl showed up to the party.
She showed up like,
She showed up like,
I wasn't supposed to be here, but I'm here.
no, you know what it is too. Like it got canceled two times.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel her. But yeah, so I'm very grateful for stillness because this past week I was just able to enjoy that.
Yeah.
You know, I prayed for it and wanted it because sometimes your mind just goes crazy and sometimes you forget that you need to be mindful and to also just think about just stopping.
Right.
And just
be still.
being being still, like
Yeah.
especially celebrating the 3-year anniversary this week.
Congrats on that.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, yes guys, our baby is 3 years old.
Congrats.
So excited.
It's the Ambition Hour, baby.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie to you, 3 years, like you would think that it's easier, but it just like
Yeah.
you just want more.
Responsibility
Yeah,
just grow.
it's just like more responsibility. It's just like, all right, so now we need to like, what's the next step?
Right,
like, all right,
right.
we're at 3 years. Okay, so what's next? What do we need next? So
Yeah, that shows growth. That's how growth works.
yes,
To a
exactly.
certain level, you have to keep going, get to
It's-
another level.
It's the same thing as like having a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or raising somebody, or even being in a relationship. Like there's just so many factors that it's just like, all right, what is the next level?
Right.
What is the next thing that's going to take us there? So yes, so thank you for 3 years of the Ambition Hour podcast. Jav, you're truly an angel. You are one of the main reasons why this podcast started. So thank you very much for that.
Hey.
Thank you to all the guests who have been on. Thank you to you for being here. You're in the new year of the 3 year. Ooh,
Okay,
yeah.
ooh. You're starting the
Damn.
3 years off. Okay.
My publishing company's about to be 3 years this year.
Oh, nice!
It's
Congratulations.
the year of 3.
And it's the third episode this year.
Yes.
Come
Oh
on.
wow!
So three's
Listen,
the number this
3
year.
is the number.
333.
We're just talking about shooting threes.
What is going on here?
Three is that
I was
number.
saying I would shoot a 3 if I needed to. Like,
Three is that number.
this is happening.
3 is that number.
Wow. Okay. So 3 years ago, you say that you started your poetry. What was it?
Publishing. No.
The publishing company.
Yeah. Well, 3 years ago, I would say it was the same time I dropped my poetry album too.
Oh, okay.
I did a lot. I launched 3 businesses simultaneously 3 years ago.
So what happened 3 years ago that caused that?
We'll get right into it. Hold on, there's 3 of us, by the way, but we'll go ahead.
Dog.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy here. He can't even hit the blunt. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, you didn't even hit the.
I didn't even hit it. For the world out there, I did not hit the blunt. I did not hit the blunt.
It's a cigarette for the kids.
I did not do it. 3 years ago, that was my bounce back year. I was just coming out of something. I was coming out of depression. I was coming out of my lows, and I just had to pick myself. I've always been ambitious, but I had, and I wouldn't say rock bottom, but I hit a bottom, and it was like that year. Like, you know what? I gotta come for everything that I've been missing out. Cause I just sat for a year. When I say sat, I mean I didn't do anything. I wasn't locked up or anything, but I was just in a funk. And 2018, I said I'm coming for everything, and that's what I did. I executed everything. And I remembered that, you know, what I am. So that's why the closing line says, keep the crown on you. Like, remember who you are. So I reminded myself and to everybody, like, keep the crown on you. Like, know your value, know your worth. Like, don't, it can sway, it can slip a little bit, but keep it on you no matter what. Remember who you are. So, yeah, 3 years ago, I just said, you know what, I'm going for everything. So that's what happened.
3 sources of income, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Dog.
So,
It
yeah,
just keeps going.
Oh, man, I was just thinking about, because I know in his mind, he's thinking about multiple sources of income.
For sure, for sure.
He's trying to get to-
Definitely.
he's
That's
trying to get
something
to 10
that
or more.
that's definitely something that you are preaching, that you're living, that I
Yes.
mean, clearly that's something that pushed you to do that. And I know 3 years for me what that looked like. So I know the benefits that have come from just like literally just being laser beam focused and not
Focus.
focusing on
Yeah.
the outside world. And I knew, just like you, because I was in a depressed mode. I was broke. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew that I had a passion for music,
Yeah.
but I didn't even have a job at the time.
That's the worst, though,
So
right?
you-
Not knowing what you want to do with your life. That's
So
like
you're
the
ju-
worst.
Yeah, and it's like, wait a minute. And then all of those things force you to go into a like, get it together.
Right.
What we gonna do?
Right.
What's the next step? Because you
Right.
can't be like
You
this
can't
forever.
be like this forever. Exactly.
There's no way
You can't stay like
you
this.
cannot stay this way.
Right.
It's not a good way to live. It's not
Right.
good for your physical, your mental.
Mental-
None of it.
None of it.
So move out of it. Get out of the get out of your own way. So that happened to me in November,
Okay.
like November of 2017.
Okay.
So that aha moment is like what I like to call it, the aha
Yeah.
moment of where you're just like, I need to get it together. And then literally like 2 months later, the podcast starts.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So tell us about how quickly things can just like change in like a couple of months.
Well, I'm a very spiritual guy. I believe God could change a situation overnight. But it really changes. Like when you put in work, you're putting in that focus. You can literally change your life in a year. You can
Yeah.
put yourself in a different position. Like you can sit there and complain, but if you're putting in work now, you're taking the steps now. By the time you look back, you've already completed so many different steps. You've gotten so far ahead in your journey because you were consistently moving forward. So I tell people, just start. You don't have to start something. Even if it's like taking little steps a day. Even if it's just like, okay, cool. Today I'm gonna pick a name. You know, like so tomorrow I'm gonna set up the social media accounts. Even though I don't have anything to post, I'm gonna take the name. I'll post the Instagram. I'll do a Twitter. I'll do that. Just start on your journey, and your life can change. Before you know it, a year, 2 years goes by so fast. And at least you have something that you've created, as opposed to looking back and like, what have I done for the past 3, 4, 5 years of my life? So just taking a step and building. And I like to preach that independence, and especially coming out of a pandemic. If people didn't see it now, they see it. Like, you need to figure out what else to do in case something happens. That job is not for sure. Find your passion. Find something you love. I don't think I was just put on this earth to work and pay bills. And
I sure wasn't.
Right. And some people are not. Some people it's not about the money, right? Some people it's just about the passion or changing the world or having an impact on other lives. Just find something with purpose. Yeah. Even if it's not about the money, find something with purpose. Some people, they need the money so they can live their best life, or they need the money to fulfill their purpose. But whatever it is, you know your situation, you're not happy with it. You know you're not happy with your situation. You know you feel away, and it affects everything. It affects your relationships with people. It affects how you treat yourself. It affects a lot of things. So just a matter of finding yourself, you know, figure out you first before you can figure out what you want to do, what you need to do.
And listen to that voice. And something that I noticed is that for me, because I'm very spiritual as well, for me, my relationship with God is the priority of mine. So I'm always looking towards that to see how to become better. Listen to what he is saying, or because sometimes you honestly, you have to surrender sometimes. Right. Because sometimes you're not in control.
You're not.
And as much as we want to be, like you
have to accept that sometimes.
Yeah, I am.
You're control freak?
As much as I don't want to admit it, I am a control freak.
You know, people. I've been called that. I don't think I am, but people say I am.
The thing is people have said it to me, but not said that word specifically. They maybe have not worded it that way. Okay. They may say, "Oh, you like things a certain way," or you know. You're just saying that because you're trying to do this. And it's just like, no, I'm really just trying to understand. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so much of trying to control it. It's just like, I want a clear communication. You know, so I want clear communication. This is what I want. And, you know, you tell me what you need and what you want. And, you know, we'll fix this.
My thing is, I don't trust people to get certain things done.
That as well.
And I agree.
That as well.
That's my issue, you know. So not everybody can handle certain things or gonna, you know, put that passion and care into it as you would do it. And so now you find yourself just doing everything, which is not healthy, by the way.
It's not.
You can't do everything by yourself. You need a team, and that's something that I struggled with. We're not be able to trust people to do certain things. Like, you can't do it by yourself. You need a team, at least if you want to progress. Yeah, because you need somebody like you guys together. Like, you couldn't do it by yourself. He couldn't do it by himself.
I used to do it by myself, but what we have now is nothing compared to what we had before. We had that camera, the one that I was showing. That was the camera, and we would record on a laptop that wouldn't work unless it was connected to the wall.
To a wall.
And if anybody were to trip over that, like the recording was over. The audio would have been done.
The audio was shit.
You guys are pretty set up now. You guys got the whole thing.
We are so blessed. Like, you don't understand. Like, this was not it. This was not what we had when we started. So definitely see all of that and the whole team thing. That's something that right now I'm like, I told him, I'm like, I need to get an intern. I need to get someone who is going to help me and I can teach as much as possible, because I have a lot that I can teach. Like, I'm saying this right now because if you're listening and you would like to become an intern, put your application in. You just follow us on the Ambition Hour podcast, Ambition Hour on Instagram, and the email is there.
You'll love it here. This energy is unreal. They're cool people.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And so yes, we are looking for an intern. So serious inquiries. So yeah.
Only.
So that's. I didn't want to say only, but like, you know.
I had to throw it in there because you sounded crazy.
It be your own people to humble you, right?
You're just trying to make sure the team is together.
I know that's right. But that's something that I have been struggling with. But something that I've noticed is you're saying all of this success for you, but I'm seeing the same success in the people in your team. So I do want to commend you for that, because we've had two of the people on in your publishing team and in your team basically, and we've seen their growth. Like Nikki, like we were talking about earlier.
Shout
like
out to Nikki.
shout out to Nikki B.
Create Your Own Magic available now.
Yes, available everywhere, guys. Remember, I did the 60 days, changed my life. It was such a great experience. And it was such a easy, fun thing to do. Like, it was something that I was able to incorporate in my mornings, and it was just great. I loved it. And so, and this book is for everybody. Like, I was going to say, ladies.
Even when I was working on the book, I was telling her, yo, I love this because this is gonna help so many people. Yeah. It even helped the people on my team, the people that were working on her book, the editing, and people that were helping put it together. They would stop and read it, and they were like, yo, I like this. So, yeah, she gave. There's a couple of people on my team who should have paid for copies, but because we're working on it, and she was like, I was telling her, like, yo, I've seen what this is doing within my team. This is helping them, and they're coming to me. They're telling me, like, yo, I'm on day 5, and this is cool. So I was expressing that to her because I was like, sometimes you need to speak that life into people. People need to hear it. They need to know what it is, because people may not know. They have an idea, but they may not know the power that they have, the blessing that they have on them, over the calling they have on them. So I thought it was important to share that with her, like, yo, you got something. And obviously she's been doing her thing. I've been showing her love. So shout out to Nikki, man. She's doing her thing.
Shout out to Nikki. She's gonna be having a vision party, so I'm gonna be attending. So you guys make sure to get your tickets.
Get your tickets.
Go to her Instagram.
It's a virtual vision.
You're gonna be a guest, a speaker, if you will.
I'll be speaking on entrepreneurship.
And you said that that's like a tradition that you have now, right? Yeah, because that's where you guys met.
Yeah, that's where we met. I was a speaker there, and then that's how she became a client, and we became cool. And now I'm doing the second one. I think I'm the only guy on the panel. I think I was the only guy on the panel last time too.
Okay.
I see that a lot though, like, and I talk about that a lot too, which is why I did a gentleman's empowerment brunch 2 years ago.
That's right. I've seen that you've done that. That's amazing.
Yeah, because like a lot of these rooms that I'm in, and I'm talking to entrepreneurs, I don't see. Number one is either like there's not many people who have my skin tone, or when they do, like they're all women. It's like, what are men at? What I know there's men out here that's doing their thing. Yeah. But I would
have ideas.
Yeah, they have ideas. And some of them are actually doing their things. I know a lot of successful entrepreneur men, but it's like I want to see more of them in these rooms. I want to, I want us to come together. But people got to put their egos aside. Maybe we could build something together.
It's funny. You mentioned that, but I feel kind of sometimes women say the same thing about women crowds as well.
Right, but they say that, but you see a lot of women events. So you see a lot of women brunches, a lot of women empowerment.
You don't see a men empowerment brunch. Like, you don't see.
Yeah, but now the whole narrative now, women are uplifting women. Like, whether it's finding a way to uplift them, whether it's through music or dancing or whatnot, speaking of supporting,
working out.
Yeah, there's a support system for women. I love the narrative now. Yeah, that women are coming together and supporting each other. We need that for us. We need that.
I agree with you. Something that I always believe too is just it's how society, the stigma that society has on men.
Everybody want to be the man. Everybody want to be the top dog. Everybody wants to be that guy. Like, can you handle that? You know what comes with that? Like, you know what I mean? Jay-Z said himself, every king got his head chopped off. You want to do that? Go ahead. But it's not. This is something like, you're called to be. It's not something that you choose to be.
Not everybody's built for it.
Not everybody's built for it at all. And you find out you get what you asked for, and you realize, maybe this is not for me. But, and I think certain people are in certain positions because if you were in that position, would you help others? Would you bless others? Of course. God's going to bless people that's going to bless other people.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty much. I mean, for me, I believe that this podcast is a vessel that's just going to help me do what God put me on this earth to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I see this as. That's why I'm doing it for as consistently as I've been doing it, because that's what I know God did. He was just like, you had this vision when you were younger, and now here you go. Here you go. And you either do it or you either do it right now. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a little passionate. Either you do it right now or you get off and you live the life that you keep saying you don't want. Right. Like, you saying that you weren't put on this earth to like just pay bills and like all that stuff. Like for me, I say the same thing. Like, I've seen in my own family somebody work for a company for 30 years and them just drop him like nothing.
That's horrible, isn't it?
It's the
That's horrible.
worst.
Yeah.
And then mentally what that does to somebody,
yeah.
like that's just like, and I'm seeing it firsthand, and it's like, wow.
Imagine somebody who their job is their whole identity.
Exactly.
And they lose that. It's like, what do I have?
What do I have?
Yeah.
No, it's tough. That's something that is very real, and I know a lot of people have been experiencing that in the pandemic. And something that you have been able to do is work through it. You've been helping, because Nikki's book, that whole idea basically happened throughout the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken.
It did.
Because she started it last year.
She started it last year.
Yeah.
And she wanted to drop it a certain date.
Yeah.
And I was like, it would be best if we push it back, just from a marketing standpoint. And she ended up releasing it on her birthday.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I texted her. She was in Puerto Rico.
She was. We had a scheduled interview for her. So she actually did an interview on her birthday.
Nice.
Via Zoom.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, you are a fancy author.
Listen, celebrity chef. We could talk about her all day.
Yeah. Celebrity baker.
Celebrity baker. There you go. That, you know what's funny is that I didn't know that before the interview, and so when I found out, I was just like, wow, really? This is it was dope. It was really cool. And I like finding stuff like that out. Like I found, I knew that you had the poetry album, and so I love poetry. What inspired you to start doing poetry?
I just started writing because I was at a young age, or not even a young age, but I got to a point where like I didn't really, like I said, like I was telling you earlier, I'm not a social butterfly. Yeah. So I couldn't really, there was nobody that I could really talk to or confide in. That's why I just started talking to the paper, and I just wrote a few lines, and I shared it on my social media, and people were just rocking with it. I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. Okay, cool, and I just stuck with it.
And that was that around that time that you, like in 2017, when you were going through what you were going through?
No, that was before.
Or was that like the therapy?
that was in 2013. That was
in 2013.
Yeah, my
so
first
this
midlife
is
crisis. My first midlife crisis. Yeah, 2013.
Bro, wait, 2013. Yeah. Now that I think, how old are you? Don't do that.
How
Don't do that. You could be like, we could be the same age.
Word?
Yes,
think so?
I think so.
No, I would say I was Jesus age. I'm not. I'm
30.
Jesus age. I'm 32.
You're 32. Yeah, I'm 31.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we're
Shout
on.
to us.
80 babies.
Right. So I feel
He's
like
the baby?
80s babies.
Yeah, he's the baby.
Okay.
Did I look like the baby? Oh no! Don't hype me up, Jax.
The lady's always the baby in the room.
Always.
Always.
That's a bar.
Yes, sir. But I feel like around that time, because 2013, I think we're about to be 25, where you might have already been 25, 20. Like it's around that age, and you do have a quarter life crisis.
Yes.
The quarter life crisis is real. Like they don't tell you this, guys, but it's real. I was experiencing the same thing.
I'm having flashbacks. I know exactly where I was. Like,
yeah, I saw that day.
Trash.
So trash. It was so. Remember me different. If you knew me in those years.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Like 25-year-olds today, well, they'll have their life to put together better than I did at 25, and they're complaining like I'm not where I want to be. I'm like, man, do your things. Keep going.
Know.
People like this like they complain about everything. It's like, yo, you're doing your thing. You do like relax. Like,
yeah,
I was way worse. Like,
yeah,
I had way less. Like
at your age,
at your age, like, you see what you doing? You got a whole degree. Relax. Good.
Yes. Oh my! I say the same thing because I have younger cousins. I know younger people, and I tell them, I'm like, yo, like you don't understand. Like you have that liberty actually to make those type of mistakes because you're gonna make them even when you get older. The thing is that when you get older, you don't see them as mistakes anymore.
Yeah, you see them as setbacks. Like
you're just
now
like,
it's kind of
just get back up.
Yeah, because what you gonna do? You gonna stay down?
You can't. And that's what that's the endurance. You don't have that endurance when you're 24 or 25.
Right.
So you gotta go through that. Because if you don't, you're gonna everybody has to go through it.
And that's experience too, because you realize, because by that time you realize like stuff happened, but look, I've bounced back before. Like we're gonna figure it out.
Yes.
Because I came back from some stuff. It was like I ain't think I was gonna make it through.
I
made it.
know.
By the grace of God.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
We made it. Yeah, so there's some situations are looking kind of crazy. Yeah.
I just had a couple flashbacks now.
I get them all the time. Sometimes I'll be in the shower like, that's wild. Like, how did
I even get through?
Yeah, how did I put myself in this situation? Like, yo, you are dumb. You are really dumb. Was that interview? The guy was like, hide your wife, hide your kids.
Oh.
Look at your fingerprints. You are really dumb. That'd be me to me. Like, wow, Jax.
I stay saying that. I'd be like, yo, you are wilding. Like, you know better.
Way better,
Like,
right?
you... And something that I've noticed, and I'm not sure if you can, but... Because... For me, like, I also went through a time where I went through a really bad breakup. And so I was experiencing all of those emotions and then also, like, dating, but then knowing that I really shouldn't be dating because I was broke and because I wasn't right.
That's a bad combo. Look. That's a weird space to be in, right? When you know that you're broken emotionally and you're broke financially, but it's like, I'm going to sit here and be lonely by myself? Nah, I need some type of company.
Something.
Like, I need something to get my mind off of this, and then you're just creating a whole new problem. That's a weird space to be in. I should be alone, but I don't want to be alone.
I don't want to. Like, I just... I'm not ready for that. Like... And then that happened. So I was going through that, and then... Like, after a while, it was just kind of like... Okay, I just got too passionate about that, about the whole, about how that happens, because it does. It really does happen that way, where you're just like, damn, I'm dating, but I really shouldn't be dating. And then you go through like kind of like a cleanse where you're just not dating at all.
Yeah,
you're just like not seeing anybody. You're not anything. So,
and that's the best thing that could ever happen to you when you go through that cleanse, because that's when you get, like you were saying before, laser beam focus.
Yes,
that's what comes next.
Yes, because once you put that laser beam focus, and then you're just kind of like, it's the tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Once you get into that tunnel vision, you just like, you don't have time. You value your time way more.
It's like, you're not coming outside for just any reason. Certain people just can't get your time, your attention. It's not. Nah, I'm not into that. Nah, that's not cost effective. I gotta put my money to this. I'm not doing this with you. Y'all be blessed though. But I'm gonna go this way,
and that's with everybody.
With on any level.
That's on any level. That's
friends.
not romantic.
Yeah. That's in every aspect of your life. Like, nah, this doesn't serve me any purpose. Like, I'm a skedaddle.
Yeah, and so since you do have, multiple businesses, have you found it hard to have you been trying to date now or no?
Man, listen. So that is the number one problem. Like, somebody will meet me, right, and they'll see that they'll know me or know of me, and they'll say, "This, you're such a nice guy. You're doing this together, blah blah blah. Why are you single?" And it'd be like, "I don't make time. I don't have time." That's the number one complaint. You don't make time. You don't make time. And people will be like, "Yeah, I understand. I get it. I get what you're doing." Yeah, everybody gets it until they actually have to go through it, and it's like, nah, you're not available all the time for date nights or this and that or calls during the day. Dating could be rough, but you have to find somebody that understands, probably somebody who's in the same entrepreneur mindset, who gets it. It's hard, but I always say this though: if you really want something to work, it's gonna work, because people do it. You know what I mean? When you're building, it's kind of rough, but yeah,
I feel like since you've already kind of started the building, it's a little different. So, because in that time, like even for me, like when I started, it's the
still
same
rough.
thing.
Still, you know what I mean? It's still a baby. We're not.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still it's I have the foundation, but
yeah.
But in the fact that we are building and growing, it requires more of my time, more of my focus. So and because I want it to grow and more, so that's where I'm at. That's my focus. That's my baby. That's my girl. That's my everything.
Yeah.
And so for you, naturally, nobody wants to fill second place in a romantic space, but you gotta understand, like, I always try to break it down, like, it's gonna benefit us. You know what I mean? I'm doing this for us.
Yes.
Like,
that's cause I see it for myself. Like I don't have time to just be sparing, because I like my alone time. Like
I'm about to ask you a real personal question, but you're the interviewer, so
no, you can ask me the personal question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there's no bae right now because you're too focused right now. Like,
I'm too focused. Wow, I'm on the hot seat.
Press the button. There we go. There we go.
Damn, that's
that
you
too
couldn't press
focused?
it a little longer. There is somebody.
Okay.
There is somebody. Yes. Stop, pop. There is somebody. But something that I've noticed is, I have to check myself first, because for me, since I know that I have so many things to do with the podcast, it's very easy for me to fall into I want to talk to this person all the time, or I want to, you know what I mean? Like I want more of their time, or want to make more time. But then I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, but I need to do this, you know? And thankfully, the person that it is, like, I am able to communicate that, and it's okay. And it's vice
That's
versa.
Beautiful. You find somebody who understands. I mean, they're going to feel away sometimes, but as long as they understand and willing to take the trip with you. And it's always good to have somebody in your corner, because this life is stressful. You want to be having somebody that you can vent to and talk to. Like, hey, man, you would not believe the day I had. I had one of those days the other day with Stevie's book. I felt we're not gonna get into that, but there's some couple people that that dropped the ball in some areas, but thankfully it's not affecting sales or anything. And I just snapped. I just had a frustrating day. So you be able to have somebody you can talk to and just be like, yo, this is what's going on, and then somebody help you calm you down, give you a different perspective. It's nice. It's nice to have somebody there you can talk to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's nice to have somebody that like sees it too, like that just is like, it's just like, oh, okay, like I see what you got going on. I also have something amazing going on for me as well. So it just makes sense for that too. I always thought to myself, when I would start dating, like how it would be, especially because I have a baby. like I have a baby and it needs to be tended to. Like I was telling you, remember, I'm the one who sets the time and like all that stuff. Like I could change it to Friday to whenever you need it to. We've done we shoot episodes on Christmas Eve, like, and shit like that. Like, because
if they were ever change it, but so imagine like, okay, so like you changed it to accommodate me, right?
Yeah.
But let's say that day you change it to is typically your chill time with this person. Yeah. And they're gonna be like, well, this never happened before. Like now you changing the routine on me, and I was like, but that comes with it, you know. What I mean?
Also, they also have to understand that with this type of life, there isn't going to be a routine.
I say it all the time, and I don't say that to be.
It's not like no shade.
Every girl I date,
respectfully,
every girl I date, if I'm dating, or the person I'm dating, if I am dating, I always say, I'm not the regular 9 to 5. My life is different. I do different things, so I don't move in a way that I can explain it. You just gotta be able to understand, like, this is what I do, and I have to do certain things. Like, like I was listening to something the other day. It's like, I can't cuddle with you at 2 a.m. Sometimes like I need to be working. I need to do certain things. I even said in one of my poems, I'm not trying to cake at 2 a.m. I'm trying to get my cake up at 2 a.m. So it's like, sometimes it comes with it, I understand, but you don't have to make time for the person. But it's like things change, and you have to have somebody who understands that and is willing to support that. That's the one thing. Not only understand, but support it. Like, I see the vision, I see the grind, I see the benefits of it. Keep doing your thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because I will walk away real quick if I see that, if I feel like, and that's because of my past trauma, though. Right? Because, like, look.
Mine too.
Talk about it.
Mine too.
Because it's like, I remember, like, when I after the breakup, after you come out of that, you realize, man, I gave this person too much power. Like, I was not focusing on me. I was focusing on this relationship. So now it's like, okay, moving forward, nothing's going to knock me off my pivot. You're either with it, you're not going to stop it. Once you start interrupting that and you're not being a support system, you got to go. You got to go.
This can happen at any time.
Yeah, got to go.
My friends call me scissor hands because I'm always cutting.
You need to cut it. Yeah. That's me too. And that's something that...
Not saying that's healthy, though. Not saying that's a good thing, though. But that's,
That's something that actually Jav and I were speaking about not too long ago, was that I was saying that I'm usually quick to cut somebody off. But with reflection... Why are you laughing?
Because you said reflection.
With reflection.
Have you been to therapy?
I haven't. It's funny. I work for a therapist. I work at a therapist's office. Yeah.
You better get those free consultations in.
No, because I work with them, so it's very different.
They probably analyze you without even knowing, like, she got this issue. Don't say nothing to you.
I mean, if they do, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be myself always. So, and I do know that because I know that my boss notices everything. Like, so but I'm not. That doesn't like take away from what. Yeah. So I'm very big on reflection and mindfulness, and that took a long time for me to learn that, knowing that I needed to do that to feel good and to help me become the best version of myself, because I can never be the best version for anybody if I can't do it for myself.
When did you realize that?
I realized this. Interesting. I would say it started in like 2013.
Really? Oh, so you've been good for a minute.
Yeah, in 2013 is when I was introduced to personal development. And once I was introduced to personal development, and then I got introduced to God in a different way.
Okay.
That also helped because I felt like the person that I was connecting with like was directly connected to God. So she was my direct source, and just learning from her was amazing. And then so that starts going into my mindset as well with the personal development and just wanting to become the best version of myself. And then I would say that it just like took a whole nother level in like 2017.
It took a pandemic for me to do some self-reflecting.
Really?
And realizing, like, yo, I be tripping.
Really?
Yeah. I'm flawed as hell.
Yeah, no. In the pandemic, I knew I was flawed.
You came in the game knowing.
I came in the game knowing. I was working at a job and I lost that job. I was laid off because of the pandemic. So that forced me to also see other things. Like it also made me face the demons that I had fought a couple years earlier in 2017. So it just because I've been working on myself and realized things, like it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen to me either.
It's still here.
because I had to like face during the pandemic losing my job and then going through that feeling of, wow, this time it's different. I'm not broke. I was the last time that I was without a job this time, like I was broke.
That's what happened.
I had no money. Didn't have a podcast. I had nothing to my legacy. I had nothing.
It's different this
It's
time.
so different this time.
Yeah.
So it just, but then, so like you realize it, but then you're like, damn, but I'm not working. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, I don't have cause for me, like I have the job that I work from 10 to 4 and I do that, but what I do doesn't stop. Like the podcast stuff, like it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It's something with the label. Like anything can happen with something at the label. Like whether somebody's dropping something, there's a video that needs to be promoted. It's something is happening.
Yeah.
There's 8 different artists.
You have 8 artists?
But is it 8 or 7?
I believe it's 6 of us.
6? I'd be counting myself.
Handling people's careers, that is we were doing that over at Messenger Time. That consumes you a lot.
Exactly. And there's so many different ideas, and then there's different songs that you have to listen to, and I'm not an artist, but that's what I do. That's my responsibility. So it's just nonstop. So you realized that you were flawed during the pandemic. So is that when you started taking care of your mental health, or?
Well, I kind of initially started a little bit before the pandemic, but when everything shut down, and I was kind of like forced into it and a lot of self-reflecting, and that's when I started really focusing on self-care and preparing my mental. It was like, okay, cool. Like you have to do stuff for you. Like this working 24/7 is not healthy. You know, back to back, and I have again several different businesses. So even when I get a break with this one, I gotta go to work on that one, and there's so much and all the other responsibilities I have in life, family. You know, because I said I went into one of the things that me going hard since 2018. I've missed out on a lot of family functions. I've missed out on a lot of friends events, and they've expressed to me how that made them feel. And it was like, wow, I don't want to be that guy who's working so hard for everybody, and then I don't have any memories with these people, and they have nothing to remember me by. So working on that, working on just myself, and taking a break, like, yo, this is stressing me, and maybe if I'm relaxed a little more, if I take care of my mental, maybe I can attack these problems better. I can do it with fresh eyes and better thinking. But yeah, I had to. It took the pandemic definitely showed me myself. Like the whole pandemic, was like I was looking at a mirror, and like this is, and I was more observant. I was listening more how people felt and how I made people feel. It was like, wow, that was not my intentions at all. From business relationships to personal relationships, I just was taking it all in. It's like, wow, okay, cool. This is not what I want to portray. This is not who I want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's great, because that's important. Because how could you, because it goes back to the how could you be your best self,
right,
or and be the best, even the best leader,
right?
Because essentially that's what you are.
Leadership, I had to work on that. Just results. Being a leader is not just about producing results. You're impacting people. It's about developing other leaders too. So yeah, you can always room for improvement in every aspect. So the pandemic definitely, I would say, was like a rebirth of me. So, and I'm still learning, growing from the things that I've learned, and still learning, and I'm willing to learn and accept certain things about myself.
Yeah, I noticed that you also you're a realtor.
I'm a realtor. Yeah.
How did it know that?
I'm a realtor.
With what brokerage, my good sir?
Okay, so you're a realtor. You said that you've worked in a law firm,
yes.
Or that you are. What? Tell me that, please.
Okay,
break it down.
So, yeah, I went to law school. I've been working at a law firm for pretty much since my first semester of law school. The law firm was amazing. That was the best job I ever had. I was part of a team. They helped me, with legal aspects to help further my other businesses, the connections that I made and whatnot. And it was beautiful. I loved it. But when I took the decision, it was consuming me too. And I have so much going on. I'm a student. I have several businesses, and something had to give. So I made the decision to walk away from the firm and focus on entrepreneurship full time. So I quit the firm, right? 2 months later, pandemic happens.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, okay, what we gonna do?
Oh, wow.
What we gonna do? Yeah, and we had to figure it out. And grace of God, we figured it out. We figured it out. Yeah.
Wow. So, okay. Yeah. So, because I was gonna ask you about the jump of leaving a job and just going full force for your business.
It was a matter of time, and it was aggravating because it's something I knew I had to do. I knew I had to cut this off to focus on this, but it was just like the security of it. I was getting paid really well.
Yeah.
And then I went from, before that I was working for 3 years. Before that I went from making this essentially no money to making good money, and now I'm accustomed to a certain way of living, right? Now I'm used to living a certain way or doing certain things, and now just to cut that off. And that was funding my other businesses. This was the income that was funding my other stuff. So, and it was a matter of time. It's like, you have to take the chance. You have to take the leap of faith. You have to take a leap of faith. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me stack up a little more. Let me do this, because I'm not a 19-year-old kid. So now I got responsibility. I got bills. I got real bills.
Is he talking to you, Hub?
So it's like, it was a matter of, you know what? I'm going to just do it. And, God just kept showing me signs like, you need to go. And, I think it was a blessing in disguise because when I quit that job, it forced me to focus on my business and make sure they generate income, right? So when the pandemic happened, the law firm slowed down. So imagine if I was depending that to pay my bills. Then that was like, I'll be stuck. Like, I'll be taking my surprise. Like, okay, they would have been cutting hours. I would have no money coming in. But because I was already in a path of figuring it out,
there was no. Wow, it's funny because.
You know how it got? I'm gonna cut you off.
No,
you know what confirmed it? You know what
What?
confirmed it? Because I quit the job. I quit my job. My last day, right? My 2 weeks. Well, I put a 2 weeks in, and they asked me to stay a month because just for transition. I played that big of a role at the firm. But the day that I quit, I'll never forget. The day that my last day, that Friday that I left, right? I'm like, oh, this is it. What I'm gonna do. That was the day I received the biggest royalty check I've ever gotten for my poetry. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right.
Okay, can we get an air horn for Jax, please?
Them royalty
Listen,
checks hit.
for those of y'all.
Shout out to everybody who streams my poetry. Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for that. But for those of you who are looking for a sign,
Yes.
for whatever that sign may be, have been praying for one, this is your sign.
Talking about.
Bruh, we were just having this conversation the other day, Jax.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it, man. You just gotta go. And it got hard. He was like, "What am I gonna do in a pandemic?" I was like, "Really? A whole pandemic?
A whole
We've never had this,
panoramic.
but when I quit my job, that's what we gonna have.
A whole panoramic.
Whoa.
It was. That's what.
Panoramic.
That's what needed to happen.
Yeah.
That's
I think it forced a lot of people to get in their bag.
Yeah. It forced me to start an open mic. I never thought I would start an open mic on Instagram Live, like, and do
dope.
like 9 episodes of that. Like, I never thought that was gonna happen.
That's
like,
dope. That's dope.
the pandemic forced that. So,
That's dope.
I never thought that would happen. So, shout out to everybody who would tune into that. That was fun.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. So that too. That even that was crazy. And then this,
This happened in the pandemic?
this room got upgraded in the pandemic.
Nice.
We've had this room I think for like 2 years already, but we upgraded it, we changed it, we got the new mic, that computer, like we just upgraded. The pandemic was,
You just said something too, and that's what I tell people. Like even people that are suffering, that's what I did in the pandemic. When business slow up, doesn't mean you slow up. Use the opportunity to grow your business, to learn more about your business, do more research, upgrade your business. In the pandemic, and because we're a publishing company was already on the rise and moving, we were having clients. If the pandemic didn't happen, I don't know when, even certain things that we knocked off on our to-do list, I don't know when they would happen. But the pandemic slowed everything down. We were able to now implement audiobooks and have over 40 plus partners to now provide audiobook service. That happened in the pandemic because I had nothing else to do.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then things started kicking back up. And by the time they kicked back up, I already had this service in place.
Yeah. If you need a audiobook reader,
Yo, Steve, across the bridge, he needs a female voice for his book. We're transferring that to an audiobook. So
listen.
we working. Steve's about to drop his audiobook soon.
I love
big.
listening. I love listening to audiobooks. I love books. That's something that I'm very passionate about. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so grateful to have you here, because of that.
We didn't even tell them what I do. We just started talking. They don't even know.
Yeah.
So I'm a publisher.
Yes.
I have a publishing company.
Talk your shit. Tell them what you do.
Yeah, I have a publishing company. Nothing too crazy. We help authors get published.
Not just authors that have also been on the podcast that have dropped books globally. Have
Trending.
been on the
Charted.
Apple the charted Amazon.
We have a book that's number 1 in its genre right now on Amazon.
Heard that.
Yeah, Stevie top 50 for a week straight. Across the bridge, a Rikers Island story.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Steven was in the
He was the
last episode.
So go look at episode 155.
Yeah, it's a combo. We hit you guys with the 1-2 for these past 2 weeks. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so he has a publishing company, and I think it's great what he does. And the service that he provides is like very professional and A1, and I'm saying that from experience, because it's just also I don't think have I said it on the podcast that I want to write a book.
You danced on it a little bit.
Well, I've been saying it this year for sure that I'm gonna write a book, and so I already know where I'm going, because I just know that's why God put us together, like put you in my life, and these authors, because I hear their story, and it's just like, if they can do it, not to say that they didn't deserve it, but if they can do it, if either one of them can do it.
Anybody can do anything, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I've always wanted to do that. That's something that I've been passionate about. So it's just like, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and that's why I created a company too, to make it something that seems so far-fetched, realistic to people, because I'm a self-published author myself.
yes.
And I saw the obstacles that I went through, and how, I was being treated, and how, like, you get sidebar, you miss the different opportunities because you self-publish. I'm like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
So I figured out certain things, made certain connections, did my research, and I built this company for authors. Like, we're very author friendly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very keen on customer service when it comes to our authors, because I know what it's like, just focus on the creativity. Let us handle all the business aspect of it.
Yeah, that's great because it takes off a lot of
A lot
of what.
That's what our clients always tell you. Authors are like, yo, you took a lot off my body, and I was gonna do. Like, don't worry, we got you. Just write a dope book.
I mean, I'm like everybody, but the two people that have been on the podcast have said nothing but good things about you. So
they're selling. They're selling. They're doing their thing. They're making their rounds, and there's nothing like that feeling when you get that physical book in your hand, something you created, something tangible that you created. It's amazing, and I know what that feels like because I was there. So I was able to make sure. So that's why our production, everything has to line up. Everything has to be A1. It has to be perfect before it goes into the hands of the author.
Yeah.
So yeah, slow cooked.
I was so excited because I got Nikki's book, the physical one. So that was exciting for me. And she signed it.
Nice.
And then Steven, I just bought Steven's book this week and I should be getting it. So it's going to be cool to like see the physical. I love physical books as well. So
it's a dope book.
Yeah, I'm excited to finish it.
How's the quality on the books?
On
Nikki's book.
The quality?
Yeah,
I like it. The physical one is good. I like it. I like it because it's thin.
Okay.
And it's
Stevie's book's a little thick.
Yeah, I like it because it's thin and it feels like you can just take it anywhere. And I like that because I like to sometimes if I can't do it in the morning, then I want to take it somewhere or whatnot. So that's something that's important to me. And I like how much space she gives for you to write.
Yes.
That's something that I loved is like the space that you can write as much because my plan is because I read one specific book yearly in November and I joined Nikki's book with this book. So I was reading those two books at the same time.
Okay.
So it's now going to be a book that I'm going to read yearly as well.
Okay.
So it's just going to be...
Nikki out here changing lives, man.
Listen, I love it. I loved having her. Please, do you have any questions for Jax? Because we're getting to that time and...
Thank you for bringing it to me.
Of course.
I wanted to ask my first question here. When did you fall in love with words? Being a poet and all that, author, publishing your own books, publisher. When did you fall in love with words?
You know what's crazy? I've always had a way with words. As a kid, I always had a way with words because I was always definitely that guy who used to write love letters to girls.
Okay.
And they used to read it. They used to be like, wow, this is so impressive. They used to love, and even when I did comedy, I just always had a way with words and putting them together and matching them and making them hit a certain way. And that was something I just did just off the dome. I just always had a way with words. So I always like, okay, I always knew that I was going to be associated using words somehow. Like it was just like a gift that I had that like, I'll just use it to my advantage to get what I want because I always knew I was always good with words, and it just snowballed into this. But yeah, I always knew that I had a gift with words, not to sound, like I'm full of myself, but I always had
Talk your shit, Jax.
Nah, it's not even talking. I always had a way with words, for real. Like so I always knew that I had something when it came to words. Yeah.
Awesome. So also my next question is, what's your message to the youth? Because we talked a little bit about it earlier, because it's so easy just to get, fucked up and go have fun rather than chase their dreams, because that's the easy thing to do, right? So what would be your message for the youth, rather than to do that? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, like, what does that benefit you in the long run? You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to have when you look at your life? What do you want your legacy to be? Do you want it to be this? You were the guy at the party? Because when you die, That's it. Like, life goes on with or without you. Like, yeah, they'll throw you up on the gram. They'll talk about you for 2 weeks, and then people go on with their lives. Even the person that loved you the most, their life goes on. So how do you want to be remembered? How do you want people to remember what you're going to leave behind? And it has to be bigger than you. How you want to live? You know what I mean? When you wake up in the morning, how do you want your life to be? You can literally draw your life, but it all starts with picking up the pencil and doing the work. So yeah, I would say like this doesn't serve a purpose. Does it help you? No. Does it make you money or does it make you spend money? That's what I would say. Focus.
I love that. Do you have another one? Because now I wanted to ask him about music.
Go ahead.
What are you listening to right now?
I'm listening to a lot of everything. I love music. Music's my first love. That's why I don't do anything with music, because I love it too much to let it affect
It's hard.
me. Yeah, I love it too much. But I love music. I'm a huge music head. But right now, if you look at my playlist, one of my favorite rappers is Major 9.
Okay.
But what's in my playlist right now, you'll get a lot of Lil Baby.
Okay.
You'll get some Rod Wave. You'll get some old school R&B.
What old school R&B?
Man, Come on, you put some necks in there. You put some jagged edge. You put some 112. You put some.
His voice even changed.
Yeah.
No, like he started talking about 112. His voice changed.
Right when he said jagged edge, I was like, what?
Yeah, man. I listen to a lot of I can't even think of some names right now. Jaheim. Yeah, man. I take it back old school.
Jaheim.
Yeah, I'm 32, so.
Yeah, we grew up in that.
I grew up in that era. That's when music was music.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. It was really good music.
Yeah.
That's something that I like to listen to as well, like old school R&B. I also like some of the new wave of the R&B. So definitely. Yeah. So that's what you've been listening to, old school R&B. What else were you listening to?
Lil Baby, Rod Wave. Yeah. Cause again, and then at the end of the day, I'm a writer too. So I get in my feelings sometimes with the music. I listen to some. Yeah, got some Major 9. Got some Mirror Monk in there. That's what's on my playlist right now.
Dang.
Who like some of your favorite poets or like I don't know or writers? Like what is someone that you looked up to?
I really value the work, his writing style, Langston Hughes.
Oh yes.
Yes, I love his style of writing, the way he was able to bring certain things together. There's some other poets out there, but I'm bad. I don't want to butcher their names.
Right. Yeah.
I know their work, but Langston Hughes is definitely that guy for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. You said Langston Hughes, and I just thought of like the Harlem Renaissance and that whole era.
Man, that was a magical time. You know who's an amazing writer too? Who has some thought provoking just theories and thoughts and just concepts of understanding.
Yes.
Malcolm X. Malcolm X.
I've heard that a lot of times and seen it too as well. Yeah.
Yeah, his writing, the way he articulates things is the thing about Malcolm X is he doesn't tell you his side, he explains it for you to understand. And that's what I love. He opens up his brain for you instead of just putting it in there and saying, "Oh, this is right, this is wrong." No, he opened up his brain and tell you, "This is why I think this way, and the people who don't agree with me, this is why they think this way."
Yeah.
And that's very profound.
Yeah, someone that I enjoy as a poet. I love Maya Angelou, and I also I love James Baldwin. I love how he writes as well, and how he speaks, and how he thinks, and just like the whole concept, like how he thinks is just is beautiful. And like I have one of his books, and like reading it and seeing his words and seeing like how beautiful they are and what he's like sharing and what it's just powerful, and it's a
Words
legacy.
Are powerful.
Yeah, that's
even the Bible says the power of the tongue is a mighty sword. So,
Speaking of that, the 333, what that means, the ascended masters are right by you, assisting you with whatever it is that you're currently working on.
Okay.
You're in great hands.
Don't do that. Don't freak me out at the end of the podcast.
Again, he did not hit the blunt.
I did not hit the blunt.
You could have kept that one.
You could have kept that one.
My bad. I thought that was a good way to end it. I thought I freaked it there. Like double entendre. Like Hope used to do.
Wow, and that was
he's been wanting to do that. But yeah, we are getting to. You didn't ask me the personal question, but do you want to ask me another question? I like to do a little Ask Audie
segment here.
A little Ask Audie segment.
Yeah, facts.
New segment, BT Dubs.
I'm being a little messy right now.
Oh.
I'm being a little messy. You ready?
Thank God.
Hey, that's somebody. Hey, the timing is.
Nah, don't do that.
Press button. No,
you ready?
I'm ready.
What was the worst interview you had?
Ooh.
And I want tell us the name and the episode number.
I can't do that.
All right, I ain't gonna
the
do
names.
Like
we ain't gotta flame them like that, boss.
You gotta do that. But what made it so bad?
Okay. Basically, like how it happened. It felt almost like I was strong-armed.
You were forced to do the interview?
I felt that, yeah.
Okay,
I felt it like kind of like, because a lot of the times what would happen is, and I stopped doing this because it was just becoming too much. I would go to open mics and I would meet different artists, and it would be like, oh yeah, like I heard that you have a podcast and I should come by and this and that and this, and I'll be like, oh yeah, you're just we're just talking, like, like, yeah, I have a podcast, of course, like, I have people that come on and stuff, but we're out, like, there's an open mic, people are performing, like, my brother's performing, like, I'm making sure that he's good and like all that stuff, like, I'm also enjoying myself too, like, I'm also out. Like,
I just did the podcast.
yeah, I just did the podcast. We were shooting the podcast at that time. We were shooting them on Saturday, editing them on Saturday, and dropping them on Saturday, Jax. We were I don't know what position. And going to an open mic in Miami Beach. You saw the drive, sir. You know.
Yeah.
You know, like that what it was. So we would always do that.
Yeah, the ROI crazy.
He said he's triggered. So then that happens, and then it would come to a point where they would continuously at every open mic. It was like, and it's also like, since I'm a girl, it's like they trying to holla and they think that the getting on the podcast is gonna help them in some way. So then once it starts to be too much of that, it's kind of like, oh. And then the interview, it doesn't go as, because then it just feels like forced. It's just like, dang, I'm only doing this because it's just kind of like I said I would. Yeah. In a passing conversation. And then so from that moment on, it was just like, cause they get excited too, like the boys when we go to open mics. Yeah. My sister, we got a podcast, and yeah, she's over there if you want to go talk to her. And then I'm like, who are you?
They're networking. They caught in the moment. The networking bug.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you can I love the networking bug, and because I do go to the open mics for that, definitely. Like I want people to know who I am, but also there's a time and a place where we're going to talk about you coming on the podcast.
I've been at an event and somebody was pitching their book in my ear.
Tripping.
Running down the whole manuscript, like, so what the idea is, right? And there's going to be 4 people, right? And the first guy, he's a robber. He's going to kill all of them. Like fall back, my G. It's not the place.
It's not the place, not the time.
None of that.
And like I said, my brother is here. He's performing. Like,
I'm not here in this capacity.
And I'm also like, I'm in work mode. And I'm also in like protect mode because I'm the only girl pretty much in some of these events.
You know what's the cheat code to that, right? I figured it out.
Go, tell me what's the cheat code because I need it. Well, when outside opens up again.
You ready? You ready with the cheat code? Send me an email.
There you go.
Send me an email. We'll just go over the email. Yeah.
It's actually on my Instagram is what I tell them.
Yo, you know what's equivalent to your story? The DM. Listen. I don't want to be. Okay, this is a perfect platform. I'm gonna crop this part of the interview. I'm gonna post it.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
Go.
Okay, guys.
So, let me look good.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Guys, for my mental health, my therapist suggested I stop doing business via my DM. It's not good for my mental space. So please send me an email inquiring about any business services. Thank you.
Yes.
Stay out my DM, girl.
For real.
That is annoying.
You don't have girls just sliding in your DMs though? Like,
they do, but for the wrong reasons though. But some of them be like, I don't know. Like, it's like, what do they want? But yeah, they do.
They be trying to get their book off.
They be trying to get their book off, or they'll see some type of success, or like, you know when girls get in my DM the most? When I post food. When I post food or I post like a nice little plate, it's like
what is it that
I don't know, something about food just screams success to people on social media.
I don't know where I heard this, but bitches be lonely and hungry. Who said that?
I don't know you. Well, I don't invite you.
No,
I don't know you. So you gotta play it off. You can't say about LOL next time. I don't know you.
But that's what gets you in a situation. Don't do it.
Yeah, it does. Next time happens, is like, wow.
So you said last time. See, no, the way my schedule is set up.
I was like, nah, that was just, I didn't even know I was gonna be here. It just happened.
That shit cooked itself.
I just got hungry.
I be feeling this. I'm like, you don't eat? Like, do you not eat? Did you not eat today?
She doesn't eat. That's why she's trying to eat with you.
That's crazy. Like, do you not eat? Like, or somebody say like, wow, or they'll just assume the worst, or you're doing something else because you posted food. Like, people eat every day. That's kind of a thing.
Every single day.
That's kind of a thing.
People eat every day.
They say it's part of a balanced lifestyle.
They say that, right? It's kind of for little petty stuff like nourishment and stuff like that.
It's good for the nutrients.
Yeah, I've had people create whole stories. I'm like, you got all of that from a plate I posted?
Like, oh, you out there with some.
Yeah.
I just. I just wanted to eat my, salad.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to redirect you to my email if you jump in the DM, bro. I'm good.
Definitely.
And to touch on that too, it was really just more like even the like all that too, and on top of that, like just the energy of coming onto the podcast and the vibe just didn't feel right. Like we're like the convo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, that
'cause I'm
too.
pretty sure we're talking about the same episode.
I would hope we are.
It was bad for you too.
Hey, you say the guess, I'll say mine.
Don't do that. Don't
Three,
do that. Don't
two,
do that. Don't bring that energy towards your podcast. Not on my episode.
No.
I say that for somewhere else.
Yeah, y'all gotta say that for next week.
Do that on the 4th anniversary is the best and the worst. Ambition's podcast.
They don't want that.
the Vengeful Four.
Because there have been two, but one specifically is the one I always remember, and it reflected on YouTube, and I didn't like that. So
Okay. Yeah, energy is important.
definitely, I'm really big on energy, so that's one of the reasons why I love having guests like you, because it's just
Appreciate
like
that.
the energy was just there already, so it's just like I didn't even have notes.
This is a regular conversation.
Yeah, I didn't even have notes. I just knew what I wanted to talk to you about.
The show started from when I was not hitting the blunt. It started from that.
Yeah, for real. All right. So, is there anything else that you want to promote, that you want to say, let people know about you before we wrap up?
Yeah, if you're inquiring about publishing services, please visit the website www.moldingmessengers.com. Get some of our apparel at messengersapparelstore.com. This way.
There you go.
Keep the crown on you.
Keep the crown on you.
Messengers, check out the clothing brand. Messengers Talents, we're revamping, coming soon. And I have an app coming out. I'm not going to talk too much, called Messengers Read. It's going to change. It's going to revolutionize the whole publishing industry.
I'm excited for that.
Yes, Messenger Reads. Look out for that.
I'm very excited for that.
This is the first time I spoke about Messengers Read.
Oh, we got an exclusive.
We got an exclusive, yes.
Yes, sir. We got an exclusive.
We got an
I'm excited
exclusive.
about that. And where can they find you on social media?
Social media, our website. It's crazy, right? Jax the Messenger, JAXTHE Messenger. You can find me Jax the Messenger everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. Check out some of my poetry. Stream. Let me know what you think. Holla at me.
So when you said that you have a website, why did you say it that way?
It's like because with everything that I do and all my other brands, like even with the clothing line, it's about promoting other models and promoting clothes, and even with my publishing company is about promoting the author. And so like I've been on pushing everybody else's success. Like that he just like forgot. Oh, like I'm a personality too. I'm someone.
You are Jax.
Yeah, I'm Jax.
You're
too,
the
so-
messenger.
Yes, I just remembered that. Hey, I'm somebody. So
You are somebody. You are someone who is helping a lot of people, making a really big impact, putting your handprint on a lot of different things. And when you do that, it comes back in a tenfold. I believe it. I see it for you. So I'm
Appreciate
really
that.
excited to have you here, because now already it was the friendship connection was already there. Now having you on here is just like, once you're part of this family,
it's for life.
it's for life.
I heard how you guys were talking to Stevie, like we're gonna connect forever, and I'm like,
Yes, because like
a
at
dope
the
team,
end
dope
of
family.
because at the end of the day, like you came here to help me with my dream.
word.
You dedicated
That's a good way to look at it.
your time, whether it was driving, whether it was via Zoom. You had to take out that time from your day to do this.
Right.
And to me, like, giving me your time is like one of the most best things that you can ever do.
Most expensive thing we have.
Exactly, because we can't get it back.
Can't get it back.
We can't get it back ever. It's a limited resource that God
It
blessed
really
us
is.
with.
It really is.
So don't let
be a whole nother podcast.
me
You
go
gonna
to
make him
church after the
say- you gonna make him
podcast.
say something else weird about number 3.
No, don't.
You gonna bring it out.
But hey, there's something there. I'm just saying, and
Yeah, but I felt it though. I received it. That's why it was kind of like,
yeah,
whoa.
he was just like,
Yeah,
nah.
that was
He
deep. I
took
was
the
like,
headphones off and all.
that was-
He's like, I didn't not want to hear that clearly. All right, guys. Well, remember, we are still in a pandemic. So make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, and mind your business. I want to say thank you again to our special guest, Jax, the publisher, author, writer, poet, lawyer,
Realtor.
everything.
Future lawyer.
Future lawyer,
Future
but
lawyer.
everything. Like we
Sex symbol.
listen,
All
that's
that.
all of that, ladies. he checks the DMs. You just gotta come correct. You hear me? I also want to say thank you to my co-host House 600 in the building. Make sure y'all go check out what else is new.
What else is new? Go stream that right now.
Yes, thank you very much. And for the 156th time in a motherfucking row, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves, and we are out of here.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.
Dope episode. Dope. Thanks for having me.
Of course. We just need to take some quick pictures.
Sure.
And you can be